Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wolfpacker Show. My name's Ethan McDowell. I am here with Noah Fleischman. And Noah, it's signing day. We made it. It is December 4th. Most of NC State's recruiting class will sign today, make their commitments official. Wolfpack holds 20 commits right now. I'm expecting the majority of those to sign today as of recording at 10:32 a.m. We're about halfway done with the class. I think 9 or 10 commits have signed at this point. I'm not expecting any huge surprises today, but it's signing day, so anything's possible, man. This is one of my favorite days of the year, full stop. Covering recruiting all year long. You get to know these players, get to know their families, and today's just a day of celebration, excitement, and we're going to record a special edition of the Wolfpacker Show just solely dedicated to football recruiting today. Noah and I are going to talk a little bit about the class at the top. Before we go into interviews, we talked to 4 of NC State signees, quarterback Will Wilson, wide receiver Jarrell Boulder, offensive tackle TK Whitsett, and offensive guard and center Isaac Souls Jr. That's all 3 of the Wolfpack's 4-star signees in this class, plus quarterback Will Wilson, who, in my opinion, should be a 4-star anyways. So we're going to talk to all of them in just a few minutes, but just kind of wanted to preview what we're getting into with this class this year. So NC State last year, Noah, they signed arguably the best recruiting class of Dave Doran's tenure, ranked number 28th nationally, number 5 in the ACC. This year's hasn't reached that level of heights, and if we're being frank and being honest, there were a few more misses and a few more flips in this recruiting cycle. Last year, NC State went through the entire recruiting cycle without a flip. That's just unprecedented. We said it at the time last year, and this year kind of showed that there was a little more flipping back and forth in both directions for NC State's class. But with that said, again, as of around 10:30 a.m., NC State's class is ranked number 37 nationally and number 7 in the ACC. And that kind of demonstrates that the Pack has done a good job of, while they have missed on a few of their top 300 targets, top 4-star targets, they have been able to go out and get some really quality prospects committed in this class. And I think they've done an overall good job with this recruiting cycle. Noah, you don't follow recruiting as closely, but we certainly talk about it plenty off mic and off the website. Just want to get your big picture thoughts on how this class shaped up and if there were just any highlights of following along with this cycle for you personally.
Yeah, as we said, this isn't as impressive, I guess, of a recruiting class from last year, but it's still got quality players in it, and they're filling needs that NC State has, especially across the offensive line, on some skill positions as well. I really think that while NC State, the momentum from the season kind of shows in the recruiting class a little bit, having players get flipped away that were kind of those top bigger fish that NC State were able to get at the beginning, or kind of we were able to keep itself in contention with last year after ripping off 5 straight wins. I still think they were able to do well within the high school recruiting rankings, which, honestly, this is what NC State's bread and butter is taking these recruits and developing.
Yep.
So, yes, while there's a lot of 3-stars and people like to, ask where's the 4-star, high 4-star guy, they have one in Jarrell Boulder, being the only industry 4-star player on the of that they have signing today. But developing is what they've done. His staff does really well, and just because they have 3-star recruits doesn't mean these 3-stars won't turn into guys that can contribute right away and contribute down the line. So overall, I think it's a good class for NC State to kind of build on moving forward.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, man. This is I'd say just a prototypical Dave Doran class that they're going to do a good job developing these guys. Because even if you look at the 4-star prospects that they did land, Jarrell Boulder was a 3-star until this summer. Isaac Souls was a 3-star until like a month ago. TK Whitsett was a 3-star until a couple months ago as well, until On3 bumped him up. Like, there's a lot of 3-stars that I really like in this class. I think there's a lot of recruits that have really high ceilings for the Pack. That's what I think the NC State did a really good job of, is finding recruits with high ceilings in this class. And we're going to talk to a few of those guys today. I think, when we mentioned TK Whitsett and Isaac Souls, this offensive line class is really good, man. They did a really good job recruiting, I'd say high floor, high ceiling guys that I think are going to be able to come in and make an impact quickly. In addition to just being good players down the road, I think they did a good job of bringing in the rare offensive linemen that could come in and make an early impact. So that's all very exciting, and I'm not going to waste any more time before we launch into these interviews, but I do want to plug our website before we do so. If you're not already, please go subscribe to thewolfpacker.com. You can get an annual subscription for 50% off right now. That comes out to $4.99 a month. And if you do that, you're going to get access to all of the portal news we got coming up. If you saw CJ Bailey announce that he was coming back yesterday, you would know that NC State was trending in a positive direction with that as early as Sunday, I believe is when we first brought it up. So it's worth going on there. You're going to have the latest scoop on who's coming back, who's leaving, and what that means for the Pack as well as we're still in basketball season as well. So we have full basketball coverage over on thewolfpacker.com. Please go check it out. We really appreciate it. But with that said, Noah, let's go ahead and dive into these interviews, and then me and you will talk a little more after we talk to these 4 recruits. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Wolfpacker Show. I am here with NC State quarterback commit, and by the time you're watching this, he will have made his signature official. Will Wilson, welcome to the Wolfpacker Show.
Thank you for having me.
Will is one of the most exciting football players I have evaluated in person over my 3 years on this beat. This season, he completed 66% of his passes for 230 yards per game, threw for 22 touchdowns against just 2 interceptions, and threw for 2,482 yards. And on the ground, ran for over 1,100 yards, scored 20 more touchdowns. It was a massive senior year for Will. And that's what I wanted to start with, Will. Just what was this senior season like for you as you took your high school program to heights that they hadn't reached in a long time?
It was great, just to see the joy on everybody's faces in the community, and then and the boys, like the boys in the locker room, it meant a lot to them, to bring that joy and bring winning football back to R&E. So yeah.
What do you think you did? Because you've been playing quarterback and starting for R&E for years at this point, but do you feel like you did anything particularly well this year that kind of took your game up to a new level?
I say it all the time, but just being a better student in the game and just trusting myself, trusting my preparation, trusting all of it, and having that confidence, just going out there, just balling, balling with my brothers, and that's my favorite part of the week, on the Fridays, balling with them. So yeah, just trusting myself, trusting everything, trusting the coaches, trusting players and everybody, trusting the system.
Definitely. And you were the first commit of NC State's 2025 class. And tomorrow it becomes official for you. What are kind of the emotions going through your head as you're preparing to make this a commitment official and prepare to arrive in Raleigh in just weeks at this point?
I'm excited. Can't show my emotion right now, but I'm excited. I've been waiting on this moment since the day I committed. I'm ready. I'm looking forward to work, going in, doing my thing for sure.
It seemed like since you committed, you've just kind of been solid with NC State. And that's pretty rare, I'd say, in modern college football recruiting, that you see a guy who, like you, who has Power 5 offers from everywhere, but chooses to remain loyal to one school for years and then make the commitment official. What made you comfortable enough with NC State to remain solid with them and join the Pack?
Well, first of all, they was the first school to truly take interest in me, and that stood out a lot. I've going through my camp cycle. I think that was going into my sophomore year. NC State was the last camp I went to that summer, and I went to like many schools, and later on, like after my sophomore season, they offered me, but NC State, they after the camp, they really took interest. We built the relationship, and things just took off from there. But the values they stand for, that's what I live by, especially like what my dad preaches, as my dad being the coach, head coach, what he
Yeah.
preaches, I live by that. So it's just going into like a second home. So it's nothing new. It's not a new environment. I'm used to it.
Definitely. What are you looking forward to about being coached by Kurt Roper?
His heart, his toughness on me, and then just the development asset. I know he's gonna get me to where I need to be, and I know, trusting in him, I have full confidence, and I will get there. Being an elite level, an elite level quarterback, getting ready for the league. So, and turning me into a great man. So he's a great guy, and I'm looking forward to being coached by him.
Absolutely. And has he kind of, or has anyone on staff kind of communicated what their expectations are for you in that like first semester on campus? Because you're going to get there, and then it's winter workout, spring practice. You're going to hit the ground running. What are they kind of looking for out of you from your first days on campus?
I like Coach Roper, just told me, come in, work hard, uh, tackle winter workouts, get after it, and then spring comes, get a lot of reps, get used to the system, get into the system. You learn by the more reps you take. So just repetition and things like that. So looking forward to getting a lot of reps in spring, balling, learning, and competing.
Yeah, and I think a lot of NC State fans have seen your highlights at this point, and they're really excited about you joining the program.
Mhm.
Maybe besides, your deep ball or your ability to break off an explosive run, what's going to make you a great college quarterback, in your opinion?
My decision making. I don't put the ball in harm's way. Just, but of course things happen. That's the way that the game goes. But I trust my preparation. I trust everything I do. I don't put the ball in harm's way. I pride myself on no turnovers. Turnovers is a part of the game, but it's less likely to happen with me.
Absolutely. And how has your relationship with Dave Dorn grown and evolved over the past couple years? Now, of course, now that he's going to be your head coach.
It's grown tremendously, but the great thing about it, it stayed the same through the whole process. He's never changed. He's never switched up or anything. He's been the same guy who's at camp telling me how they wanted me. The same guy he texts me and all of that. So he stayed the same, man. Yeah, that's why I love the program so much. Starts with him.
And from, Gus Ritchie committing a couple months after you did to, the guys committing in the past couple weeks, you've been there to see this entire class come together. What has that experience been like? I know you've been an active recruiter when you're on campus on the visits. What has it been like watching this 2025 class really come together over the past year?
It's been amazing because it's a lot of stuff like I'm not like a big social media guy, but it's just a lot of behind the scenes. Y'all don't know, but we got a lot of things together. A lot of group chats, a lot of text messages, but it's good to see things come together now, and yeah, it's just excited for the future.
How good do you think this group of incoming freshmen can be for NC State?
Be really great. Be really good. Just the bond we have right now. You your brother's keeper. You play for your brother. So if you like the person you playing next to, you're gonna play even more harder. So it has a chance to be pretty special. This group of guys. So I'm excited to get going with them, and get to work.
Awesome. Well, Will, like I said earlier, Wolfpack fans are psyched that you're joining the pack, and congrats on making everything official tomorrow. And we'll see you in the spring.
Go Pat.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Wolfpacker Show. I am here with Isaac Spike Souls Jr., NC State center commit, considered by some to be the top center prospect in the nation. Isaac, thank you so much for joining the show.
Oh, it's great to be here, Ethan. Always great talking to you.
You're one of the members of the 2025 class that has actually been on the Wolfpacker show before. So we appreciate you coming back for another appearance. And no better time to do it than signing day. We're recording this on Tuesday. The Wolfpack fans will be watching on Wednesday when you've already made things official. But in the day leading up to signing day, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I knew once I committed June 19th that this was the place for me, and to finally put it on paper and then send it out, making it official feels great.
Awesome. Yeah. And What do you think the emotions are going to be for you on signing day tomorrow? Are you having like a ceremony or anything to sign the letter of intent or anything? What are your plans for the day?
So with them taking away the national letter of intent, it's a little different now. So we
Right.
do it online now. But my school's having a ceremony. There's gonna be I have a teammate who's going to Louisville. He's doing his sign, and then there's other sports. Me personally, I'm just gonna go just to watch them. Kind of let them. Of course, I'm signing, but kind of like let them have their big moment. Because of course everybody's known for a while I'm going to NC State, and I'm having a ceremony on Thursday for my All-American presentation. So I was kind of like, I'm gonna just kind of make it not seem like I'm the head star of the signing, kind of like to have them have their own thing.
Absolutely, that makes sense. So obviously you're going to NC State. You've been committed there for a while, just locked in, like you said, ever since you committed over the summer. What made NC State the right fit for you?
I think the opportunity to really grow, getting away from home. Shoot, 500 miles isn't close, so getting to branch off from my family a little bit. I know it's gonna be a little different, but just be able to grow by myself. Coach 2J, he's a wonderful offense line coach. He's had multiple draft picks, and just his ability to develop guys. Earlier in the season, we were kind of worried. We're like, man, yeah, are we going to be able to run the ball? But as you've seen throughout the season, as we got into the later weeks, we were able to move more efficiently. Zeke is one of the top centers in the country. Shoot, I don't even think he's allowed a sack this season. And when you look at his PFF grade, Coach Dorn's stability, he's been here for 12 years and he's extended through 2029. That's a big thing you look for. You don't want a coach who moves a lot. I think those were the big thing. And I really love the city of Raleigh.
Definitely. And you visited a few times over the course of your recruitment. You came up for a game day, you came up for a junior day, spring practice, official visit, and then you've been back this fall as well.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask about the official visit because you took trips to South Carolina, Kentucky, Miami. You held offers from everywhere, all over the country. You could have gone pretty much anywhere. You chose NC State. How important was that official visit in helping you make that decision?
It was a really big thing for me because I remember the year before I started going on those visits to schools outside of Kentucky, and I was like, man, I could really see myself leaving the state. And so one big thing for me was how well I would click with the other recruits and other commits, because I didn't want to go to a school where it's like, these guys are all right. Like, I wanted to be like, it really feels like a family, and I could really see myself being around these guys for the next 4 to 5 years.
Definitely. And I guess recently, On3 bumped you up to a 4-star status. You got your 4th-star finally. I know that's something we've been waiting on for a while. But you're the number 280 recruit in the country, number 21 offensive lineman, and the number 2 recruit in Kentucky. What do you think you've done well as a senior that helped lead to this rankings bump? And just what have you done this fall that you're proud of?
I think it just shown off my domination. This year I had to play defense, so that was a big change, me having to play both ways. So in years past, usually I'd have 80 to 90 knockdowns. This year was a little bit less, but when I did get the knockdowns, they were some pretty impressive ones. But my versatility, being able to show out, not only do I play center, I can also play tackle. Shoot, here you go, showing them right here. But when I was able to get them, throwing people around, getting sacks and things like that, I think that really showed the On3 guys. And me personally, I think after I play in the All-American game, I think I'll get my 24/7 bump. But it'll kind of suck that I will be in college by the time they bump me, so then it doesn't even matter no more.
Well, yeah, you said it yourself. Like, the rankings are cool, man, but once you get to college in January, that's all out the window. Nobody cares.
Right, Coach 2J don't care about that.
Exactly. What are their kind of expectations for you your first semester of college as you're preparing to try and make impact early in your career?
I think, of course, we'll see how it goes when I get there, but I think they do expect me to make a push to try to at least get in the 2 deep, if not try and have a shot of trying to crack the starting roster. But Coach 2J, he said once I get there, we're going to be in that playbook. And I've been dedicated since I was younger, but I make sure I limit the distractions in my life when it comes to football, because this is how I see myself taking care of my family in the future. So I don't let no distractions get ahead of me, and football is my main goal all the time.
Absolutely. And for any Wolfpack fan that's been on Twitter or Instagram, they know you're one of the most vocal recruiters in the class.
Yes, sir.
Have you enjoyed kind of helping the rest of this class come together after you committed?
Oh yeah, I've been hitting up guys. One big guy was TK Takayan. I made sure I kept hitting him up, making him known that it's family. KP Cage Payne, I made him known the shoot that Raleigh was the place to be. Once they offered him, I'm like, man, you know where home is. Oh shoot, is my laptop about to die? Crap. But yeah, I just try to make it be known to those guys that, man, this is home. When I seen we offered Grayson Rigdon, I made sure to hit him up. Victor, who plays at Grayson in Atlanta, he actually plays with one of my former teammates from when I was younger.
Oh,
So
cool.
I talked to him about that. I was like, man, I mean, you're committed to Boston College, but I mean, there's no place like Raleigh.
Absolutely. And like you said earlier, like you're from Kentucky. You're not you didn't grow up going to NC State games. You weren't familiar with the program, but you've bought in like someone who did and who has been familiar with the Wolfpack for years. What made you kind of buy into the culture here and their vision for the program so quickly?
Just talking to Coach Dorn and Coach 2J, seeing what's expected. Gus Ritchie, every time he preached about it, he said they're hardworking, blue collar guys. I'm like, I think that's the type of guy I am when it comes to the meat and potatoes of it. I want to go somewhere where they're going to push me to be the best player I can be. Just hard nosed football.
Absolutely. And I know you've gotten really close. It seems like there's a group of commits in this class that has gotten really close with you and Michael Gibbs and Gus Ritchie and Will Wilson. It's like kind of the guys that were in the class early and helped build that group, especially on the offensive side of the ball. What are you just excited about teaming up with those guys and these guys that you've built friendships with?
Really to show that we're a special class. Unfortunately, sometimes when you get into the ratings and things, you see some places have the top classes, but you see some guys aren't ranked how they should be. I think Will Wilson is a 4-star guy. Gus Ritchie. Shoot, Kobe Cronk plays in one of the highest classes in Florida, had 25 sacks, and he's still a 3-star. I'm like, I think sometimes people get caught up too much in what rank your class is in recruiting. Like you see some guys have the number 2 class, the number 1 class. Shoot, the Texas A&M class from 2020 was number 1. Half those guys aren't even there. I mean, sometimes you kind of got to look past that and just really look what these guys put on tape. And I think the guys who are coming in early, we're going to make a push to hopefully make something special and try to push for the playoffs.
Definitely. And one last question before we get out of here. We're going to every year we name like a recruiter of the year for each recruiting cycle. We're picking Coach 2J this time. What made him a special recruiter in your opinion, and what helped you end up in this class?
I'd say it was his realness. He's not a guy he's not a salesman. He's not gonna say, all right, we're gonna give you this much money, or you're gonna start as soon as you get in here. It's nothing like that. He doesn't blow smoke in your face. He keeps it real with you. He says, I'm gonna develop you. I'm gonna make you the best offensive lineman, and this is a 50-50 thing. If you want to go to the NFL, I'm gonna help you, but it's gonna take half from me and half from you. It's not 75 me, 25% you, 75 you, 25% me. This is a half and half thing. I'm gonna help you to get to where you want to be. And I just took that as realness. I'm like, man, that's real, because there is some coaches that are just like, all right, you're gonna come in here, you're gonna automatically be and compete for a starting spot. Really, that's not really realistic for offensive line. You just have to see how you develop in the spring, getting in the weight room. That's another thing. Coach Thunder's another big reason why I picked NC State, because I knew how well he could develop my body. Two, if my body is physically ready to play early, that would be a possibility.
Awesome. Well, Spike, I really appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much for coming back on the Wolfpacker show, and congratulations on making things official this week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Wolfpacker show. I am now joined by TK Whitsett, a 4-star offensive tackle from Tennessee, who, by the time you're watching this video, has made his commitment to NC State official. He is a two-sport star out of Tennessee, a rapid riser in On3's recruiting rankings. He is now one of the top offensive tackles in the entire country. TK, welcome to the Wolfpacker Show.
What's up? What's up?
So first off, you're one of the later commitments of this class. So I just wanted to see how you're feeling about joining the pack. Your recruitment moved pretty quickly. So how are you just feeling about joining the NC State program soon?
Really excited. These guys, they did a really good job of recruiting me. I really felt at home on my visit. Felt in good hands with Coach D, Coach 2J. The rest of my class really welcoming people. So just excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, and what about that visit really stood out to you and made you comfortable with making the commitment pretty soon after?
They were really comfortable with my family, my mom. That's a little drive, 8 hours away. So just comforting my mom, telling her that it's going to be okay. Coach 2J and his family being really open in. Coach D being open hands. So, just felt like I could succeed in the environment.
What do you like about Coach 2J?
That's my dude. He a real cool dude, really straightforward. He's going to be honest. He's a cool dude, Yeah. I think he's a pretty good coach. He's been coaching over 30 years, just about. So the experience, the numbers, it speaks for itself.
Yeah, what has the coaching staff kind of told you about what they like about your game and your skill set that makes them excited that you're committed there?
Yeah, they said they really love my athleticism, my grit. He said he likes that I finish blocks on film. He likes my he said I could do a little bit better on my run blocking, but he said he really likes my pass protection and he thinks I have a really big upside.
And what do you think you did particularly well as a senior that helped you have the success on the field that you did?
Oh, I think I really prepared in the offseason. I really tried to perfect my craft, working with King Dunlap, my trainer, and the coaches, the new coaching staff coming to my school and just being open and.
Yeah, and we're showing your mid-season highlights up on the feed right now. Did you have a particular favorite game or particular favorite performance from your senior year that you think is you're going to remember for a while?
I got a few of those. I'll say probably the first game though, Lebanon. Yeah, that was probably my favorite one because we just battled so much adversity that game. My school, we've played them ever since my freshman year. I've never beaten them until this year. So, it was just a big win, And we came back from down 15-0 second quarter and just came out. Best performance, I feel like. That was my favorite game this year. So
awesome, yeah. And so you're a two-sport guy. You play basketball as well. What do you think your career on the basketball court has helped you improve on in football? How is your basketball skill set going to translate to the college football field?
Most definitely my footwork. My feet, I feel like basketball has got my feet really quick, helped me get good footwork, fast feet, and just overall helping my athleticism and making me move better because, it's really valuable to be able to move really good as a lineman. So, basketball really helped with that.
Yeah, and so you're not graduating early, correct? You're enrolling in the summer?
Yeah, I'm enrolling in the summer.
So you're playing basketball right now?
Yeah,
How's the season going?
We ain't really had too much success, but we had some close losses. I'm averaging around 14-10 this year, so
nice. And from your conversations with the coaches, what do they want to see you kind of focus on in the months before you arrive on campus? What do they want to see you improve before you arrive there in June?
Most importantly, my weight, and just being in the weight room, getting stronger. They said my weight is one of the biggest things. They feel like if they get the right amount of weight on me, then it's a really big upside that's coming to that. So they want me to go in around 270, 275-ish, and just go from there.
Yeah, and so as far as you're one of the highest rated offensive line commits they've had in a while. So is your future teammate Spike Souls. Mm-hmm. We just talked to him earlier. He talked to us a little bit about how he really tried to recruit you to NC State. What did that mean to you? Just getting that interest from another fellow lineman committed to state, and how did your relationship with him kind of build?
Yeah, it was pretty good. He had reached out to me, after when they first really offered me, and he told me about Coach 2J, Coach D, the program, and I like what I heard. So I took the visit, and the rest is history.
Absolutely. All right. Well, TK, thank you so much for coming on the Wolfpacker show. Congratulations on making things official, and yeah, best of luck with the rest of basketball season.
Thank you. Go Pack.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Wolfpacker show. I am here with NC State 4-star wide receiver commit Jarrell Boulder. By the time you are all watching this, he will be a 4-star NC State signee. He's the highest ranked member of NC State's recruiting class. He's a top 300 prospect in the country, one of the best wide receivers in North Carolina and the nation. Jarrell, welcome to the Wolfpacker show.
Sure. Glad to be here.
So first, man, just how are you feeling? Signing day for you is tomorrow at the time that we're recording this. Just what are the emotions going through your head as you're preparing for that big day?
It's definitely a big day. It's crazy just looking at 9-year-old me, and then just me now, where I am, the position I am, and it's just definitely a blessing, that signing day is tomorrow, and I can be one of those a part of signing day.
What are your plans for signing day? Are you doing anything to celebrate?
I might do a little something, my family, my friends to celebrate, but I don't really know just yet.
And obviously, you're in the middle of a playoff run, made it to the quarterfinals last week. What do you think you're doing well down the backstretch of this season? Because I believe right now it's like 7 100-yard games in 8 games for you. So what do you think you're doing at a high level right now that's helped your team get to this point?
Definitely as the playoffs come, people's bodies start to break down, and just teams just start to break down in general. But I think me and my team have done a good job, staying healthy, staying the course, and just playing together. That's definitely the most.
Definitely, and I know that you've had a bond with NC State wide receivers coach Joker Phillips for years at this point. They were one of the first schools to offer you after you camped there, and you guys have known each other ever since. What has that relationship kind of evolved into? Like, what is your bond like with Joker Phillips these days?
I've said this in other interviews. Coach, he know when to be a coach, and he know when to just be a friend. He's not one of those stand-up coaches. He's a coach that you can feel comfortable with, just coming to talk to about personal problems, and he's definitely a great coach, just on the field and off the field. So that bond has definitely grown. And when I get up there, I just want to keep it.
And at what point in your recruiting process did you kind of pinpoint NC State as a school where you're like, okay, I could see myself playing there?
So I went on my OVs and stuff like that, and NC State was my last OV. I went up there. The atmosphere was just great. I knew a lot of the wide receivers in the wide receiver. I just felt like, and I seen KC what he did his freshman year, so I was like, they definitely do play freshmen, so I seen that, and I was like, I feel like this is a place that I can definitely come in and shine.
Yeah, what about your skill set do you think makes you a good fit for NC State's offense?
I'm very versatile. You can put me in the slot or the outside, and one thing about me is I want to be able to be slide outside. Anywhere you put me, that's just one thing about my game. My coach definitely harped on learning not just one position, because if you can make yourself versatile, and of course you're going to make yourself more appealing. So that's some more playing time.
Yeah, and Jarrell, I came down to watch you play in person earlier this fall, and we talked about it at the time. But one of the things I was most impressed about watching you play was your blocking. You don't see every high school receiver like sell out in that phase of the game, but you do. And I know that's something that NC State fans are going to love to watch. Why is that something you take pride in at the high school level?
Oh, it's definitely one thing my coach always says is, it's a team thing. It's 11 men on the field. It's not just me on the field. So I got to play for my team, and I'm definitely going to be a team player. I can't just win with me. I got 10 other people around me that I got to play for, and that, my running back running the ball, that's my teammate, and I want to see him do good. So I'm going to block for him, and just love being
Absolutely.
a team player.
Definitely. And you're enrolling in January, right?
Yes, sir.
What are your kind of NC State's expectations for you that first semester? What do they want to see out of you when you arrive on campus in just over a month at this point?
It's a blessing being the highest rated recruit. So I feel like they definitely going to want to see, why I'm the highest rated recruit coming in with them. I'm just going to have to prove to them that, I'm the highest rated recruit for a reason.
Absolutely. And what are you going to really focus on in your game in your first semester of college football so you can prepare to maybe make an impact as a true freshman?
I'm definitely going to work on, just everything, because I can't be perfect. Nobody's perfect, but, we can just work on the little things in my game. I definitely say speed. It's never too bad to be too fast. Definitely just getting in and out of breaks and stuff like that, because I know, at the higher level, DB is definitely going to be better, just all across the board. So just little things that I feel like I need to work on.
Definitely. So I'm sure you've been watching CJ Bailey play this fall, and he'll be your quarterback next fall. What are you looking forward to about playing with him?
As soon as I get up there, I definitely want to get up with him. I'm gonna tell him, hey, I want to have an even better season than you did your freshman season. So we're just gonna get up there, work. It's crazy because I was watching him back when he was in high school. Just looking at him, Jeremiah Smith playing, and then just me getting the opportunity to go to NC State and play with him, knowing he.
All right, I think we lost you on the last part of your answer there, but just a couple quick questions to wrap up. Just overall, like, why is NC State a good fit for you? Football and the university itself. Why is that going to be the place where you want to spend your college career?
I definitely feel like it's a good fit. It's close to home. My parents can get back and forth. I know it's a lot of people in North Carolina that I maybe don't know, but they maybe just see me maybe on Twitter or just on the internet in general and may like me. So I get up there. That's just connections for me. I just feel like as seeing KC what he did, I feel like I can go up there and do the same thing, if not better.
And just this 2025 class has a lot of talented guys in it. Like you said, you're the highest ranked guy. You're a leader of that class. How good do you think this group of incoming freshmen can be for the Wolfpack?
We definitely be pretty good. I feel like this incoming group could just impact the season. I mean, we had a pretty good season, 6-6, but I feel like some of those games was just kind of close. It was right there, so I feel like this class can definitely just get us over that hump.
Awesome. Well, Jarrell, thank you so much for coming on the Wolfpacker show, and congratulations on making things official. And we will see you in the spring.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Wolfpacker show. Noah's back with me now, and we're just going to talk a little more to wrap things up. I hope you all enjoyed our conversations with Will, TK, Jarrell, and Spike. All good kids, excited that they're going to be joining the pack. I know they're all people that the staff think really highly of, and they're fun to talk to, fun to watch play, and I think they're all going to be very valuable additions to the Wolfpack roster next year. Before we get out of here, Noah and I just want to each spotlight one commit, talk about why we think really highly of them, And yeah, so Noah, just floor is yours, man. Who is the one commit you'd like to shout out before we get out of here?
Yeah, I'll take Spike Souls. Talked to him, earlier in the show, four-star recruit out of Louisville, Kentucky. This is a guy that's, among the best centers in all of college, recruiting right now, and kind of one of the best prospects in that sense. And really excited to see what he can do. I think this is a guy that we could see push for a two-deep spot this coming season, and maybe even find his way on the field at some point early. I mean, on three, Charles Power told us, this is a guy, and quoting him, he says, I would be surprised if he doesn't nail down a starting spot within his first 2 years on campus. So NC State.
Quite the declaration, too. Yeah.
Yeah. NC State's getting a center that's pretty college ready already. 6'1.5", 290 coming into college. This can be a guy that's really fun to watch. He's also got a great personality, and he's been one of the, the key recruiters on this, this recruiting class for NC State. So excited to see what he can do, but the number 280 prospect in the country could have a chance to play next year.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think he will carve out a spot on the two deep next year, depending on what they end up doing in the transfer portal. I do expect NC State to be pretty aggressive as far as pursuing offensive linemen in the portal, but I think Spike's going to have a chance to come in and compete. And I like his chances. Right now, he already has a college-ready frame. Like you said, he's around 290, and he's a lean 290. I think he's going to be able to add quite a bit of weight to his frame as well. And he's very strong, very agile. And I think a knock on him during the recruiting process that kept him from his ranking ascending to the heights that it did was, his height. But, to be a center, being 6'1.5" is fine. Like that'll be fine to play center. And to make up for that, he has a plus wingspan and really big hands. So all stuff that's going to work really well as an offensive lineman. And I am totally with on three here. I think he's going to be a really good player and a potential early contributor as well. I'm going to highlight someone that I also think has a shot to come in and make an impact early in his Wolfpack career is Colby Cronk. He's a 3-star edge. I don't really know how he's still a 3-star edge. He's been on the Wolfpacker show before. He came on the show this summer, kind of talking about his recruitment, but he was the first defensive commit of the 2025 class. And he was really high on the Wolfpack's board since really they offered him around this time last year. And oh my gosh, the senior year that he had, Noah, he went off as a senior. He recorded 112 total tackles. 80 of those were solo and a whopping 55 tackles for loss, man. He lived in the backfield, recorded 26 sacks. And he is a playmaker. He was an edge rusher for his high school squad. He's actually the first Power 4 football player to come out of his high school, which I thought was interesting, and was just a huge impact player for them this fall. I think he's a very, very good player. If he was enrolling in January, he's another guy where I'd be like, all right, this guy can make the two deep as a true freshman. He's not. On three lists him at 245 pounds. He's closer to 260 right now, from what he's told me earlier this year. So I do think he will be able to make an impact early in his career, but who knows since he's not going to be here for winter conditioning or spring practice, if that'll be freshman year, or maybe we see him, kind of do what a couple of the freshman defensive linemen are doing this year, and Josh Alexander Felton and Justin Terrell. And as the year goes on, they earn a couple snaps, play their 4 games, and still redshirt. That's what I could kind of see happening for Colby. But he is definitely one of my favorite prospects in this class. I think when he arrives in Raleigh, he might have the highest pass rushing ceiling of anyone on the roster. Just go and look at his film, man, and it is ridiculous. So big fan of him. I think he's going to make a big impact whenever he is on campus, and holding on to him, accomplished, coveted player out of the state of Florida is not easy. I don't know if any of those in-state schools came calling, but either way, he signed with the Pack this morning. He's coming to Raleigh, and he was a really good evaluation, and NC State did a great job recruiting him, getting him in the class early. All right, folks, that's all for today's signing day special. I appreciate you all tuning in. Again, just one more plug for the Wolfpacker.com. It's a little before 11 over in Raleigh right now as we're recording this, and today's far from finished. Who knows what could happen? So go stay tuned to the Wolfpacker.com. It's going to be a busy week that goes well beyond signing day. So we will keep you all updated. Go check us out on the Wolfpacker.com. And thank you all for watching today. See you all soon.